Hello and welcome to Life on Pick Row, and today I'm going to build a flat pack cold frame. And the great thing is I'm already really excited. I'm so easy to excite that the instructions came in a plastic bag like most of them do, but it's a Ziploc one, and it's the perfect size for my mobile phone when I'm out in the garden, because that's the number one problem with gardeners when they take their mobile phones into the garden, is that they get dirty. Not anymore! That's a perfect size for me, so let's go and look at what we've got. So there I've got my two sides and all my screws in that black bag. I'm using just a manual screwdriver for this, and then as we go up, there are my covers, my lights, all the windows, whatever you want to call them, that's what's there. So let's get cracking and probably swearing a little bit. I'll probably speed the film up a little bit so you can see what's going on. So there are my sides, and I need 3 pieces along here, and according to the instructions, which I've lovingly put under a bucket here so they don't blow away, I need, and this is where, for those with a little bit of older disposition, need our reading glasses. I think it says 35mm. So we go into the bag, and again, I love the bag as well. Oh my god, I'm so easily pleased. So put the bag in there. There's all my screws again, and I've got 35mm and 25mm screws in here. And I'm going to take my gloves off because I'm going to probably find it a lot easier without gloves on. So straight away I can spot the difference. There you go, 35mm, 25mm, 10mm difference. So I know I need that one for screw to do these. So how many screws in each? It says 2 in each. So 1, 2, 3, wrong line, 4, 5, 6. And the reason I've not just got them all out is a simple reason, is I'll probably lose them. So here we are, we've got my edge of this. I've had this in storage now for quite a while, and the great thing is it's already pre-drilled. You can see it here. So all I need to do is marry it up like so, and make sure it's on the same level as everything else. So what I do first is I take my screws and I pop them in a little bit. See, that's a great thing. And part of me's thinking now, should I use my electric drill? My electric screwdriver, because that'll speed things up. But no, I'm not going to, because doing my luck, it'll jump and I'll screw it in the wrong place. And every now and again, you get one that goes in but doesn't seem to catch. And a way around that is to use matches. I'm going to put a match in here now. I'm just going to get one. Yeah, I've got my match and I put it in. So drive it down, snap it off like that. That's a technique my dad taught me. Amazing. After all these years, I still remember it. Straight away I can see it's already grabbing. And if you're using an electric drill, you don't have to kind of go mad with it. You can just go like that and it goes down. There we go. And now that's definitely caught in. We move on. Yeah, there's the front. And now we'll crack on with the back. Now, flat packs, always be careful, because especially on cold frames, the top panel on the back tends to be smaller in width. You can see it there. So that's the top one here that I've got on the top itself. So I'm going to put that one on first, and I'm just going to initially tack it on. And I'm going to do it for all of them on the back, just so I can make sure all the screws are in the right place. So straight away, I've got to turn that around because it's not the right way around. And that's another thing. See, can you see? It's ever so slightly chamfered. Pop that in there, like so. There you are, there's the back on. I'm just going to put the remaining screws on now, and then I'm going to show you what to do next.
I'm in a cold frame.
So, here's my mechanisms. And what I mean by mechanisms, these are the things I need. So, just to get it off. Not easy. And what they do is, there you go, got one, is that these act as openers. There we go. So I've got one that goes there. If I want it fully open, it goes woohoo like that. That goes up like that. Then I've got ones round here that acts just as a little one, and that opens up like that. So if I was on the front here, it'd be like that. If I was on the front with this, it'd be like that massive opening. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to put one there, and again, just marry it up and follow the instructions, and the instructions don't really tell you where to put them, which is always clever. So what I'm going to do, there's a screw just before here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to slot it in just towards the front. Let's pop that in there. And don't worry if you get it wrong, because you can move them around. That's what they're there for. And you don't want to tighten up too much. And you want it level, because it also acts as a bit of a stop. Make sure you can feel it with your fingers. Go. That's nice. Going again with my. There we go. There's number one. See? Goes up like that. Want it up. No, we'll put that now. No, over time it will go. And all you do is replace it. I'll use the tip I just showed you about using a matchstick. Here we go with this one. And I'm leaving it a little bit proud so I can feel it dig into the wood. Don't have to worry about it. Now, if I oil this afterwards, it should last, well, it can last 10-15 years if you keep care of them. So again, I'm going to try and figure out, and if you can't figure it out, just take one of the windows, you pop it on, and you go, where do I need to be? You can't believe how grateful I am that fits. A horrible moment when you think it's not going to go on and I'm going to look like an idiot on a film. And you go, right, it's going to be there, isn't it? It's right in the middle. So we put it on the outside there. Get rid of that. And move it over. And pop it on there, like so. And again, if we go, up we go, down we go. Oh, it's so satisfying. And again, if you're struggling, well, I won't struggle now because I can see how far away it is. So if I do exactly the same, which you can't see because I'm in the way, but I know, roughly, there, put my thumb there, okay? Because that's what I've done. I've gone like that and gone, well, that's probably my thumb, or my little finger actually, so it's my little finger, so I always measure once, then measure again, and you go, right, there we go. And I'm in, and I go, right, I'm on it the right way round, so I want it that way. again. Off it goes, down it goes. And that's it for that bit. So now we're going to do the actual windows themselves. So here we are. I've married them up now, and there is a little bit of overlap on either side, and that's for the water to not get in. And you want it so your hinge is on the outside, like so. And if we look at it, the hinge is just below the line there. The hinge, what I mean, is this bit here, and that should mean it opens nicely. Now, normally there are two different sets of screws, and I always set mine just away from the joint so it doesn't impact on the joint so much. And normally it's the longest screw that's in the top. So here, for me, it's 25mm, and it's a bit harder, this one, obviously, because, oops. What I do is I tend to make a mark, and then I go, where's my drill? And then I realise I've left my drill in there, as you do. And I go, right, I've left my mark now, which I can't, there you are, there's my mark. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive in the screw without the hinge, and I'm going to pull it back out, okay? I've made my hole. You can use a brad awl if you want to, but if you haven't got a brad awl, that's a quick way of doing it. Gives you a kind of a pilot hole, and then here we go. And then I'm take my smallest screw, and I'm going to do the bottom one first, because I don't want to put loads in and then find out it doesn't open, which is the big problem sometimes when doing these projects. And this is why I bought my little screwdriver as well, which I can't find. I'm going to go around there. Where's my screwdriver? Itty bitty screwdriver. Itty bitty screw. And there you are. It's completed, and all I need to do now is go over and go da 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 and start to peel all this off, which is the fun bit, because 9 times out of 10 it's stuck underneath. It comes out eventually. If you're worried about it, you just go round with a stand and cut it all off. So there I am, new cold frame in the new veg patch. It's coming along. This is going to be pressed into duty really quickly, because obviously we're getting into that time of year now where we're sowing, and I need to harden them up, and this is a great way of hardening plants up, because I can just lift it up, put my plants in, lower it down, open it up when I need to during the day. So that's it from me on Life and Pig Grow. Until next time, bye bye.